Podcast City Network.
It is time to play.
You're listening to ELS. Let's go! Uncut.
No doubt.
Put your drinks up!
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your Saturday night fuckery of ELS Uncut, the Everett Lee Show Uncut. I'm Everett Lee. I want to give a quick shout out to all my followers on Twitter. You can follow me at the Everett Lee, Facebook.com/Everett Lee. Click that thumbs up. Of course, Podcast City Network, the official host of ELS Uncut. And let's just kill the damn music, shall we? In the background. Well, here we are. Another podcast. Another uncut Saturday night special here. Supposed to have David C. Russell from Deathmatch Russell Podcast with me, but he bailed out because he had a tummy ache. Nah. David, hope you feel better. It might be because he was wore out last night from Pro Wrestling After Dark presents to the shit show. He was there last night. If you caught it on Facebook, we did a live 30-minute video there with him coverage at the event, and it was great. Also, Pro Wrestling After Dark, they were on Facebook filming the event live, so that was shared up on the Podcasting Network Facebook page if you want to check that out. But I want to give a shout out real quick to supporters of Podcast City Network. You can head over to podcastcity.net for the latest podcast and content on the website. You can also follow Podcast City Network on Facebook and on Twitter at Podcast City Net. I'd like to give a shout out to City Limits Taproom in DeLand, Florida, home of Draft Day and Podcast City Network. They have a wide selection of brew on tap food menu. The grilled cheese is excellent. Indoor and outdoor televisions for sporting events. Stage out back for live band performances. Much more at City Limits Taproom in DeLand, Florida. Hit them up on Facebook, City Limits Taproom. Atlantic Sound Records. If you're looking for that vinyl cassette or CD that may have gotten away from you, they may have it. So hit them up on International Boulevard in Daytona Beach or hit them up on Facebook. They can also order for you as well. SportsCityCustoms.com, the official sponsor of Podcasting Network. T-shirts. If you want custom apparel or any type of apparel made, hit them up. SportsCityCustoms.com will help you out. And our newest sponsor and supporter, 3 Count Design. They were responsible for the Podcasting Network Year 2 logo that you see at the beginning of the Everett Lee Show, ELS Uncut, and many more shows on Podcasting Network. Hit them up on Facebook, and they will design what you need at their fingertips. And let's give a shout out to Kentucky Zone Wrestling. Right now, they're having Love is a Battlefield event right now. If you're in the area and you're listening to this and you're not there, get your ass out there, man. Check out some wrestling with Kentucky Zone Wrestling. Shout out to the true master of wrestling ring music, Hurricane JJ McGuire. And you can find all this on podcastcity.net. Well, I have someone sitting next to me, actually, just looking at me like, oh, God, why did I fucking get dragged in this shit? I got right now mic'd up earphoned and ready to go. I got Mrs. Lee. How you doing there, Mrs. Lee?
I'm very tired. It's been a long day.
How long of a day has it been?
So long that I can actually go to bed right now.
You could go to bed right now.
Well, no, usually I need like 2 hours to sleep after work, but I can actually close my eyes and go to bed.
You can. I know you do look tired, but I was wanting to know if I could get some perspective on some things. I was supposed to discuss with Mr. David C. Russell, Deathmatch Russell podcast tonight, but you know what? He decided, with all the energy, he may be getting sick. I don't know. But one thing about him is that he was supposed to discuss Pro Wrestling After Dark 2, the shit show tonight, which we're going to have to wait probably till next week on that,
Things happen.
Yeah, things happen. And, you and me have discussions about not spending time together and doing stuff together. We're doing some stuff together. And one thing I want to bring out, all right, I'm going to put you on the spot, lady.
Oh, my goodness.
For the fact that you asked me, what are we doing for Valentine's Day? Well, I got some stuff planned for Valentine's Day. Don't you worry, because it's going to be great. Because when at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to be saying,
Yes! 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 Yes!
give me a round of applause there, ladies and gentlemen. You're definitely gonna be clapping and stuff. It's gonna be like fireworks, It's gonna be like that Trojan commercial, condom commercial,
So that means we gotta have sex.
Damn!
I'll make sure I keep the lights on just in case I miss and just have to hit. Yeah, don't want that to happen. So you're giving me about a
33 and a third chance.
that night, okay? I imagine it's going to be like this in the, after everything's said and done.
Yes! 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 Yes!
But I don't think it's been years, at least 5, that we actually spend Valentine's Day.
It
Honestly, was that. Can I mention something personal?
Yeah, go ahead.
When we thought you had cancer.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, we don't need to get into that discussion.
Yeah.
But you remember we went out
scare.
that night,
mm-hmm.
and we met that couple and the doctor. I think that was the only time that we actually went out on the day.
Well, actually, you know what's funny about that? If you really do think about it, was that almost like fate?
Yes. That was very, very weird.
It was. It was very weird.
That's when you say things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were supposed to be there. We were supposed to meet that couple.
And one was a doctor, thank God. And, I don't trust fucking dentists anymore. That's, what my brother, I told him with everything that went on with that. One thing he said to me, he said, you know what you call a person who couldn't make it as doctor? I said, what? He said, a dentist.
Damn!
I thought that those were what's that word? The guys that work on your back. The chiropractors.
Chiropractor.
I'm sorry if anybody is one.
Chiropractor.
Man up!
But dentist is basically...
You know what's gonna happen? You just made the list!
They're on my list. When I go to dentist now, or you never notice, like when you're in a dentist office, you're sitting there and you're waiting, they get you in the chair for your like cleaning or your hookup, you're waiting. Dentist comes in, they're like,
Here's Johnny!
It's like they're sitting there grinning. Their freaking teeth are so damn white, they freaking like blind you. You have to wear shades. I should next time. I should pull out some shades. Next time they come in, they start smiling. You just put them on. Why you get the shades on?
I can see you doing that too. That's the funny part.
Now this is a force to be reckoned with.
I know that's the funny part right there. That definitely is. Oh damn!
But we both have it off, which usually never happens.
It never does. It never does. You know, it's like the universe just throwing some fuckery at us.
It's life.
It is. It is. It is.
And that makes you think you got to enjoy your life. When they say make sure that you live your life how you want to live it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, I live my life. We live our life. We have our daughter. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters is our daughter, our life, and we have each other. We have our health. I mean, so far, so good.
So far, so good. We'll find out tomorrow when I go to the doctor's.
Jeez, I know. Your damn foot. Let's hope it's a spur. Let's just hope it's a spur. That's all. That's all I'm hoping for. It's a spur and nothing else. And nothing bad. You know? I gotta throw this up on here real quick. It's on Podcasting Network. Just to let people know, it's like, we're live. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems like every time I come on, we talk about different stuff, and like people leave because I'm talking about the baby or talking about our life if we're not talking about wrestling or sports or...
Nah. You know what? People come on and enjoy what they want to enjoy on this podcast. Okay? That's what they do. There's a little something for everyone. And of course, they're like what we're about to talk about. I want to get your perspective on it is what's going on the net,
I'd like to talk about the first one of your notes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I already have opinion on that before you even write that down.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Apparently, let me throw up the scrolling thing here for people. Yeah. The 2019 Grammys, I guess, is what, tomorrow?
I'm not too sure. I told you I don't watch these things anymore. I don't watch the Oscars, the Grammys, MTV.
I don't either.
So
I
did hear about this news though that I thought it was screwed up.
Yeah, Andre Grande. I'm not going to perform at the Grammys.
Well, did you read about what she said?
Yeah, that's.
Or did I tell you what happened?
No, you didn't tell me. But those who've been living underneath a rock, people's been talking about it. It's been all over Twitter and stuff. It's for the fact that her new album has arrived, and it's an additional 12-track album. Okay. You know what I hate about websites? Fucking pop-ups. Mm-hmm. When stuff's not trying to load correctly. Look at that. I'm right here. That's freezing up. That's freezing up. And hopefully nothing else is freezing up. Okay, we're still good. We're still alive. We're kind of lagging just a little bit. The encoder frames haven't dropped yet. All right. Let's stop the page loading. All right. And now. Okay. There we go. All right. I guess fans of Andre Grande is patiently waiting for the 5th album to drop, and I guess it did drop, didn't it?
It I think dropped today or tomorrow.
Yesterday. Yes.
Okay. I thought I read 2 days before, so yeah. So that it was yesterday.
Yeah. So it did drop. Got our dog walking around underneath her feet, stuff and everything.
Where is he?
I don't know.
He's over here.
Oh, okay. He was walking around. But one thing I do got to mention is that, see, we got more pop-ups here. Damn CNN. I don't want no pop-ups. About the thing going on with Andre Grande, apparently She said that she tweeted out on Twitter that she's sorry that her posts were late. Scooter Allison, my mom, and Wendy made speeches, and I can't stop crying. I love y'all. I hope you enjoy this album, this music, you guys. And my friends saved my life. Love you. And that's basically all she said. Now, I guess apparently she also shot back at an interview given by the Grammy producer Ken Elric. According to the Associated Press, Elric said Grande declined the performance for Sunday because she, quote, felt it was too late to pull to pull something together. Okay, in the article, I'm going to quote here from the Los Angeles Times. What he said was that he told the Associated Press on Thursday that she was performing at the Grammys, where she's been nominated for 2 awards. He said the Recording Academy wanted her to perform, and after having, quote, conversations over the past month or so, as it turned out, we finally got to the point where we thought maybe it would work. She felt it was a little too late for her to pull something together for sure. And it's too bad. She's a great artist. You like how I did that? And she's a great artist. You know, it's like, throw that little bit on there. Do you think that made her happy?
Well, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not used to you doing things like that.
Yeah.
So from what I read was that she was going to do 2 songs for the Grammys.
Right.
And she wanted to do one from, I guess, from her last and one from her new one. And the producers wanted to pick one of the songs, and she said no.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't she was unhappy, and she just says, you know what, I'm just not going to sing it, and I'm just not going to go. So although I am in the era of the millennials because I was born in the 80s, I don't think millennials are in the 80s. I think it's 90s and above.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like, I can't get what I want. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, I'm going home. Show business. Okay, this is show business. This is freaking show business. When the Rolling Stones performed on the Ed Sullivan Show, they performed a song that was a hit, and they changed some of the lyrics. Okay, Elvis on the Ed Sullivan Show, he performed, but they shot him, from the waist up because of the controversy. All right, the Doors, Ed Sullivan Show, okay, they performed their songs. The Grammys, people come in there, they perform their songs. Metallica, 91 Grammys, or 92, they performed Enter Sandman. Okay, 88 and 88, 89, or actually, I think it was 89 Grammys, Metallica. A lot of people forget about that. They performed 1. Okay.
No, I'm just saying that she's just being like, I want what I want, and you better give me what you want. And if you don't, I'm not going to show up.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? I guess everybody else was fine with them picking songs, but she's just being a diva saying, I am who I am, and you need to do what I tell you to do.
Okay.
I don't care if you're the producer or not.
Has she sold multiple platinum albums?
I don't think I've ever heard one of her songs that I know it was her song, except when we were listening to Sing to know that she was part of the ending with
the one song.
That one song. Because I don't even probably listen to not even half or 90% of the music now. So
has she sold a lot of albums? Has she sold a lot? Has she sold in the sense of Mariah Carey? Has she won Grammys?
I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I don't think she has. Because if this was Mariah Carey, they would have let her. Because Mariah Carey had that status. I hate to throw her name in here. Whitney Houston had that status. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this?
She hasn't been that big for so long. Like how you're saying, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, maybe even Britney Spears, because if you really think about it, it's been 20 years.
Yeah. I'll just move your mic up a little bit.
Okay.
There you go.
But I'm just saying, she hasn't been there that long to be like Diana Ross, You know what I mean?
Yeah, she has not
huge.
earned that right yet. Okay? That's the thing. She has not earned the damn right yet to make demands. Okay? She has a name, but when it comes to the Grammys, when Mariah Carey and other artists, Barbra Streisand, all these people, they get to that status. She's not there yet. She's slowly getting there.
Beyonce.
Beyonce walking the Grammys. I want to do this song, that song. Yeah, because you know why? They won Grammys. This chick hasn't won shit yet, except fans.
Well, what if she did win a Grammy or not? She's only been around, for 5 years maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything in music business.
No,
I don't think.
I don't. One thing I want to say is she did tweet out about this. She said that I've kept my mouth shut, but now you're lying about me. I could pull together a performance overnight, and you know that, Ken. It was when my creative and self-expression was stiffened by you that I decided not to attend. I hope the show is exactly what you want it to be and more. One thing I got to say is no one's going to miss her. Except her fans. That's it. No one else is going to miss her. No one is going to not watch because she's not on there. Actually, I don't even know if anyone actually watches anymore. This is just some news that I thought was funny that you brought to my attention. I think it's funny because for the fact that she's been a little diva, which she shouldn't be. She should be honored and privileged. You know, I am so thankful I get to perform at the Grammys. And she does this. She does this. Who cares? Who cares? That's what I gotta add on that right there. Who cares? Who freaking cares? But her fans do, and I guess everyone's gonna miss her. I don't know why I have to say that. I should not even start talking like that or mention anything like about that. I shouldn't, but I did. Hear about the Child's Play reboot?
Child's Play, is that with Chucky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know it as Child Play. I know it as Chucky.
Chucky. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't heard about it, so this is all new.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely gonna be like, okay.
But I don't like, even though it's not that scary. It was scary when I was a kid, and I don't like scary movies.
This right here, I was not even really impressed with it. The trailer? Check this out. I will play you the trailer. Hopefully we don't get no freaking pop-ups. Oh.
We believe that happiness is about more than entertainment.
An ad.
It's about being known,
No.
understood, loved.
My buddy too.
Introducing your new best friend.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Yeah. From the producers of It.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
The new one I never saw.
Yeah. Look at that. See, this is just nothing impressed. Let's see.
Chucky?
Look at that.
I mean, that was the only scary part right there. But I mean, it doesn't seem like...
It's not. I mean, I'm not really that impressed with it. Jennifer Tilly's not impressed with it. She is not a fan of the Child's Play reboot. Now, I like this picture right here she put up with her and the character that she played in the Bride of Chucky. Shortly after the trailer dropped for the reboot for the classic, Tilly announced that she was boycotting the movie, referring to the main character as, quote, or as hashtag not my Chucky. She did star in The Bride of Chucky, and is not the only living creator who is not affiliated with Reboot. They're working on a separate TV show based on Child's Play. But she said she's not. She's sitting this one out right here. She put up on Twitter, new Chucky movie? No. Tiffany and I are going to sit this one out. And a lot of fans are supportive of her. The bride has spoken. One says, I love the matching outfit. She is my single white female. I like that one. And someone even said at sluts_guts at Jennifer Tilly isn't alone on this one. I'm not impressed with it. Now, the Chucky co-creator basically conjectured a famous Mariah Carey meme in response to the first look at Child's Play reboot. Someone else said, sucks, the new Chucky movie has nothing to do with the original crew air cast and who are still doing Chucky things. One person said they support both, can't wait to see new TV series, but Universal is keeping the franchise away from theaters, and it would be nice to see a new Chucky film in theaters again. That's room for all its work in the comic book world. Why not the horror world? And it's because it's not Chucky without the guy from, I forget his name, but he voiced Chucky, and he was in Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
I pointed him out to you. I said, yeah, he's the guy who does Chucky, but
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like everything else.
Yeah. Everybody's just, they support it, but then they don't. And boycotting it. I'm going to pass on this because I'm not into it.
Aw, shucks.
What?
No, we're just kidding. Damn.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Let's certainly broaden our minds. And I thought this was crazy because I seen this right here. I said to myself, are you freaking kidding me about this? I couldn't believe this. Okay. You ever heard of the band in the 90s called Dinosaur Jr.?
No.
Well, apparently they randomly... Look, I just got a mention about this. Look. You see who mentioned it to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that person just send it to you?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at this.
That is funny.
Let me respond back.
Why are you looking at me, dog? Just because I said dog, your tail's wagging? You. He's looking at me like a chihuahua eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next?
What's next is about this right here. In the 90s right now, I mean, not in the 90s right now.
Goodness, I wouldn't want to go back to the 90s. I'm sorry. I know how much you lived the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me. Now it's dead air.
Yeah, dead air. Dead air is a killer.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Dead air is a killer. Now, Dinosaur Jr. is a band from the 90s. I remember growing up in the 90s with this band. I remember their videos. I remember some of their songs. But it's been years since I've even listened to them.
Was it pop?
No, it was alternative rock.
I wasn't listening to it in the 1990s.
No, you weren't, because you weren't listening to good shit.
No, I was listening to pop.
Yeah, you were listening to pop. Apparently, Dinosaur Jr. has a song from 1994 called Over Your Shoulder. It's a closing track on their 94 album, Without a Sound. It hit, check this out, it hit the Japanese Billboard charts at #1.
Today, this week?
Yeah, this week. This
Oh my
week.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What the fuck is that?
It did. Dinosaur Juniors.
Are they still together?
Yeah, they're still together. Look at this right here. Check this out on Twitter. A random Dinosaur Jr. from 1994 is suddenly a hit in Japan. Okay, an American rock band, Over Your Shoulders, to close your track from the 94 album Without a Sound, hit the Billboard charts this week in Japan for no apparent reason. Some users pointed out that the track was featured on Gachinuka Fight Club, a popular amateur boxer reality show in Japan. So I guess they used that, and apparently people were just like, about it, the Japanese market. Look, there it is right there. Look at that. Number 1 right there. It even freaking beat out like Andre Grande and Queen in Japan. Ain't that some fucked up shit? It is. It right now, the video, it has over 8 million views on YouTube. I've actually listened to it today. It's an okay song. It's definitely 90s if you listen to it. You ever listen to songs that you know from what time era? Because a lot of 90s songs, if you listen to them, you can tell it's from the 90s. But sometimes it's too hard to tell if it is from the 90s or not. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, like with the pop, I like pop, and sometimes I go on Sirius XM and put on 90s. I'm like, wow, that is so 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The Sirius XM, the 90s one? Yeah, of course. Of course.
The other day I heard Shoop. I was like, oh my goodness.
Shoop, 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 shoop.
Salt and pepper.
Got the guy in the background. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. It is. Someone wrote on Twitter, Over Your Shoulder was never released as a single. It has not been reissued in any capacity in Japan recently. It does not appear in a new popular film or does not appear to soundtrack a meme or viral video. It just don't. It just don't. It just don't. What do you think about that? What do you think about a song coming back and being freaking like coming out, becoming a hit? Do you know any songs back in the day?
Well, like when the Fijis came out, when their song came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Remember that song?
Staying Alive.
I don't know if it was
Well, no. I know the perfect one. I know the perfect one. Roy Orbison, Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman?
Yeah, but I'm saying there were songs that were redone from the 60s. Like the song from the It's Playing My Song. I forget who sang it. Or was it it wasn't that. It was the girl who was in that Lauryn Hill song.
Oh, Killing Me Softly.
Killing Me Softly. And it was so funny. It came out and my mom was singing it. I'm like, "What? How do you know that song?" And she's like, "That's a repeat from the 60s." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, like things like that where I don't know how different it was in the 60s, but it was just strange to hear songs where they change it up a little bit.
I just pulled this up, talking about Andre Grande. I guess when she was 5 years old, she was hit by a flying hockey puck during a Florida Panthers game on 2 separate occasions. Turns out she also sang the national anthem ahead of the Panthers game when she was 8. Okay, nice. Yeah, I know what you're talking about when it does come to having songs and music that was basically just... Like
the song they did for Dirty Dancing, and they turned it like a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. Yeah.
It's like with the Chucky movie and things like that. They bring the movie, the originals are the best.
Yeah.
And then they screw it up with these new ones.
They do. What gets me is that when Hollywood looks at stuff and they look at something that's been around and needs to be rebooted. They just look at each other and
Time for a reboot.
Well, it's like they can't think of anything. It's been how many years movies been out, and they can't think of anything different.
No, there's a bunch of original content out there. There's a bunch of original scripts. There's people out there writing original scripts. Okay, they're out there busting their ass. Okay, writing scripts, shopping scripts to studios. No, we don't want to spend the money on that, because let's look at the budget. We have to spend this on it. Okay, let's reboot a movie. Why? I
don't know.
Why the reboot era was big there at one point? Do you remember that? It seemed like every other fucking Hollywood movie that was coming out, reboot. We got to reboot it.
But I do like.
We got to keep it fresh.
The live action, like the movies Aladdin,
Disney turning their movie into live action.
Live action. I think that is such a great idea.
Well, you know why that worked out so well? Do you know why that worked out so well? Because look at example Jungle Book. They tested the waters. They probably had the discussion about.
You're out.
What?
You're out.
Am I out?
Oh, there you are.
It's the it's my splitter down here. It's been run over by so many times by my chair.
I'm sorry.
No. I do it too.
At least I'm in it. It's me.
Well, yeah, it's me. So I'm throwing the cord up over the PC there. Okay. I think someone came up with the idea. Someone came up with the idea about doing the reboots. Okay. Or not the reboots, but let's make our Disney movies live action. But how are people going to like it? Are they going to accept it? Let's do a run on one that's not so popular, because if they went out the get-go with like a big Disney cartoon, it would have probably flopped. So let's start out. Let's throw the Jungle Book out there. That did really great. That did fantastic. Okay, what was the next one? Beauty and the Beast. Same thing. When we decided to go to theaters to see that. What movie you want to go see? I want to go see Beauty and the Beast. You know what? I loved babysitting, watching my niece and nephew when they were young, and my niece loved Beauty and the Beast. We'd sit there on the couch, watch Beauty and the Beast with her. She had her dolls and stuff and everything, and she, explained dolls, and she had the toys and stuff. We sit there, and I'd sit there and sing along a little bit with the songs with her and everything. It was a good time, good time, and everything. When we decided to go see that movie, when you said let's go see it, we went to see it, and we're sitting there. When the first song kicked in, you seen what I was doing. I was just sitting there humming it,
and I was singing.
Yeah, and. Frame by frame, song by song.
There was actually 2 new songs in that, but
I can't remember. Yeah,
that's
there
what
was.
They said there was 2 new songs. But my thing is, like, Dumbo's coming out this year.
Yeah,
and
Tim
I'm not
Burton.
very well known with Dumbo. Dumbo wasn't one of my favorite Disney's compared to Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see The Lion King.
I think everyone is. Everyone's excited to see The Lion King. Not too many people about Aladdin, but they did say Will Smith will be Baloo.
I think that's where everybody started saying they wouldn't say it, because when they saw like the way he was and he wasn't Blue, it was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well,
they don't want to spoil it.
No.
You don't want to spoil that shit.
But I'm wondering if they're going to do like Cinderella, Snow White.
They should do. They should.
But I mean, the live action's great.
Yeah.
But the original is better, I think, because I had this discussion at work, I think like last week, about the difference of live action and the way it is now. You gotta stop barking, young boy.
Our dog is just barking randomly. He don't like it when me and my wife have time. He wants to be the center of attention. That's all he wants to be.
Oh, did you also hear?
What?
Tyra Banks is making a model amusement park.
Model amusement park. What?
Yeah,
What the hell is she doing?
in Los Angeles. She is making a model amusement park.
Huh. I didn't hear anything about that.
I read that the other day. I was like, what? That's so weird hearing your own voice when you say, what?
Yeah.
You're snorting like me. Oh my God, we've been together way too long.
I know. We've been. Check this out. Millennium Commandments. Because the original 10 weren't enough, Millennium Commandments with at hash off. Oh, damn. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Check this out.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's
Wi-Fi. Thou shalt
let the phone eat first.
Thou shalt pair avocado toast with craft beer. Thou shalt only post selfies with filters. Thou shalt only listen to music on vinyl. Yeah, that's coming back.
Now.
I agree with that. Thou shalt. Thanks for. That's it.
No, they said 10 is too many.
Of course. Of course. You know what I want to know? Who the fuck comes up with these holidays? It's National Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's National Drink Coffee with Your Left Hand Day. It's National Part Your Hair to the Right Day. It's National Blonde Day. It's National Brunette Day. Where? I don't see these on any fucking calendars. Where the hell are they? Where the hell is this shit? Who fucking comes up with this shit?
I think your buddy over here needs to go to the bathroom.
He does, huh? Well, you know what? Before we move on to the next segment, let me go ahead and throw out a couple of announcements. Well, actually, not announcements, but we need some words from some advertising. You're probably like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, Willis?
No, I don't.
You
I'm
don't
sorry.
know what I'm talking about, Willis.
I think that's why he's barking. He's trying to get our attention.
I let him out before. Okay.
Look, he's getting all excited.
Yeah, he is getting excited, but
You need to go outside, boy. You need to go to the bathroom. Outside.
yeah,
Yeah, he does. He's going around in circles.
he is going around in circles. Well, I should already had this loaded up, but we got into good conversation and everything, and I just wanted to, throw this out there and stuff. So I just want to add a couple more things here. And Nope. So tell me what else about Millennium holidays and all this stuff.
No, but I mean, I do believe there should be days for certain things. Like if you like chocolate, there's Chocolate Day.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a day for moms to not do anything. I like that idea. That passed, but I didn't tell you about that.
What?
About a day where mothers don't have to do a damn thing.
Really?
Yes.
When did they pass that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Was it a while back ago?
Yeah, it was.
If
it's interesting, I always tell you, or something weird comes up, I'm like, oh, you should know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
you do.
I try to tell you, or I try to keep up with the news to a point.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, although half the people at work don't have cable anymore, but at least say, oh, did you hear this?
No.
Oh, did you hear about this kid? He's 27 years old. I think it's a guy. He's suing his parents for having him.
Yeah, I heard something about that. What?
I did not read the article, but I was just like, really? You're going to sue your parents for having you? Like, you are the worst son that a parent can have. You know, I know parents, some people do know how to parent, you know. There's all different kind of personalities, but really, they gave you life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always worried about that with our daughter. Like, wondering if we'll have the same relationship like me and my mom.
We should. We will. I mean, you will. You definitely will.
But
you know?
there's just weird things going on in the world.
Yeah. There is some weird stuff going on. There is.
It'll be 1 second, buddy.
All right. Let me go ahead and we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some wrestling. That's right. So be sure to check out what is to come. Oops, let's take you off. And let's throw up our Podcast City Network logo right there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back right after this.
Atlantic Sounds, Daytona's hottest music source. Over 40,000 new and used records, classic albums, and the latest music grooves on vinyl. Browse favorites and essentials to build an epic collection. And Atlantic Sounds is your CD mecca with over 20,000 new and used. If we don't have it and they make it, we'll special order. We love music. We get music. Discover the music Nirvana voted best around. Atlantic Sounds.
Hey fans, here at Podcast City Network, we have a lot of great shows on all of our great social media outlets. PodcastCity.net.
Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. You can send a tweet to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
Only on Podcast City Network.
Stay connected with ELS, the Everett Lee Show podcast on the following platforms. Facebook.com/The Everett Lee. Click the like button, click the follow button for the latest notifications. Twitter at The Everett _Lee for the latest tweets, the latest podcast links on Twitter. Stay connected with these platforms of the Everett Lee Show podcast.
Do it! Just do it! No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
Want more ELS? The Everett Lee Show podcast is available at the following. Download the audio version of this podcast and previous podcast at everettleeshow.libsyn.com, Stitcher.com, Everett Lee Show. Leave us a rating and a comment in the comments section. iTunes. Subscribe to ELS, the Everett Lee Show on iTunes. Give us a rating and a comment. For the video version of this podcast and previous podcasts, visit youtube.com Everett Lee Show. For interview segments, visit dailymotion.com/Everett Lee Show.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
ELS, the Everett Lee Show, is your shot of entertainment to the head.
You're listening to ELS Uncut.
All right, we are back.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah.
Gotta turn the podcast City Network intermission. We'll be right back after this off.
Yeah, I had to let the dog out. Who let the dogs out? All right, I want to talk about some wrestling.
Okay.
All right, as soon as I find that right there. Yeah, all right, yeah. Let's do some in-ring report.
1, 2, 3.
Wow, that was loud.
That was, wasn't it? Yeah, I happen to have that one set up a little bit louder. Right there. One thing I want to ask you is, you've been hearing about everything with all AEW, All Elite Wrestling?
I heard they just got another guy. I don't know too much of there was some guy this week, I think, did it. I don't know too much about the indie
wrestling.
So
I know you're not too familiar with indie wrestling, but one thing for sure is that with AEW,
Kenny Omega signed them with them.
Yes,
Holy
he did.
crap! I did not know that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Kenny Omega, he signed with AEW. Okay, it was revealed on, this is coming from WrestlingInc.com, that Kenny Omega, on the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave Meltzer, that Kenny signed a 4-year deal with All Elite Wrestling. Omega is now a full-time employee and an executive producer with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. It was also revealed that it is the largest contract he's ever signed. Omega has the freedom to work on non-AEW projects. He had to say this with it. I remember signing my first contract at New Japan, and I was nervous because it was like, wow, a 2-year contract, that's a lot of time. A lot can change. And now with AEW, I'm signing a 4-year. And it just felt natural. I didn't feel nervous. It's too large. It's a large contract for me. Largest one I've signed, but I didn't feel like I was making the wrong choice. And it was cool to feel that way. The cool part too is, like, with the contract, it leaves me very open with tons of crossover potentials, which is always the most important thing, because of me, I don't necessarily want to be remembered for what I do in the ring. I want to be able to cross over into all different kinds of media. So I'm able to do all my stuff with esports, and I'm able to do all my stuff with ESPN and all that, some acting stuff. These opportunities now, there's no red tape. It's in my contract where I can freely do those and pursue them, which is great. Now, at the signing, okay, because Double or Nothing's coming up, Omega was...
But isn't that in May or June?
It's coming up, yeah. The May 25th, the Double or Nothing event, Saturday, May 25th. At the press conference, he was met by Chris Jericho. He was met by Chris Jericho. And one thing is that, I guess right here, I'll go ahead and play this here. This is I can find it here. It was where he was met. Let's see, by the press conference here. They had. Let me see if I can find it right here. I'm scrolling through. All right, with Kenny Omega. All right, here's what I want to do. Right here. This is what I want. I'll play it right here.
Incredible.
Yeah. Here we go.
I am now a full-time member of the
Check this out.
AEW roster.
This is the whole thing. We'll have to watch this back. We're going to watch the best part, though. Check this out.
Is his real name Kenny?
Yeah. Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In 2016, myself, Nick, and Matt, we set out on a path. We set out on a course to change the world of wrestling. We called ourselves the Elite.
The Elite.
We did everything in our power to give back
Now,
to the
let me-
wrestling world that we've been given by the Khan family. But most importantly,
Check this out.
the platform that we have been given
Come on.
by each and every one of you people that wanted something more, that wanted something different. We couldn't just stop at where we had been. We need to push this thing forward, and we need to make this thing bigger and better than ever before. In various interviews, people have asked me, Kenny, what does it mean when you say change the world? I've tried to explain
Change
it
the
in
world, all
words,
right.
and I couldn't quite do it eloquently. But I always felt the meaning in my heart. And when I was at All In last year, I saw that you guys understood at that moment too
Is
what
that
change
with
the
Jericho?
world really means. And I wanted
Yeah,
more.
Jericho showed up.
And I thought to myself, why can't it be this way?
Yeah, he showed up. Jericho showed up.
Well, guess
And
what, everyone?
that's where they
So rather
continue,
than trying to explain
left their
what
feud
change the world means,
where it was right there. Didn't really hear much more about it. But if Kenny is in AEW, you know what that means.
Yes.
You know who else is in AEW now? Yeah.
Okay, come on, Chris.
Look, he's looking right there. So it looks like, yep. Yeah. Here he comes, right there. So he's in the middle of his press conference, and all of a sudden Jericho's Fozzy music hits. And the people are like, okay, so what's this mean, you know? Yeah. I'm trying not to play the music because I don't want to get hit, you know, with all that shit. Alright, there's
There he
Jericho.
is.
There he is. Yep. So he walks up there, looks at
What happened?
watch. This is what happens. They say some words. Yeah, he's saying some words, and then watch what happens. Yeah. Holy shit, chant. Now watch. See Christopher Daniel? Watch this. Who strikes first?
Where's Jericho?
Yeah. Yep. Look at that.
That's going to be in May. They're going to go at it.
Yep, a double
But
or
the-
nothing.
But from what we saw, they did put on a pretty good match.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, remember that? I woke you up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, Jericho and Omega's wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Rematch.
Oh, since we're talking about Jericho, did he say anything about his cruise this year?
I didn't hear anything yet. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm definitely
Sorry,
gonna have to check
I
it out.
went totally
No.
off topic.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
No, you're staying on topic there. But the roster's growing. Okay, the ever growing roster of AEW is growing, and Double or Nothing. I love to see this on May 25th and see what's gonna happen.
Is it going to be live?
Yeah,
They made it.
yeah. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live.
It's going to be a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's a pay-per-view. Yeah, Saturday,
I
May
wouldn't
25th.
mind buying it and
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah. Now, as noted, Omega was confronted by Jericho at the Double or Nothing ticket announcement party in Las Vegas, and they both, you've seen right there, they both went at it.
Mm-hmm.
The Wrestle Kingdom 12 rematch is expected at AEW's Double or Nothing event on Saturday, May 25th in Las Vegas. So, yeah. So, that's something to expect right there now. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Ronda Rousey.
I'm getting so tired of hearing about. I know you're looking at me like this is the first time you heard me. Like, really? I mean, I understand. It's Ronda Rousey, and she's getting better.
But you're gonna like this, okay? Okay. Jim Ross weighed in on some stuff about Ronda Rousey. He was recently on Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM, and he basically said, Jim Ross said that he speculated that the former UFC fighter Rousey would be part of WrestleMania 35's final match, saying that if Rousey was a part of WWE, no female wrestler would close the show.
Yes, I do believe that.
Yeah.
But,
what?
Like, I saw your notes and I saw this coming about Ronda closing. And I'm thinking, who would they close with WrestleMania? You know how much I like Seth, but he's going against Brock Lesnar, like, really? And then the Daniel Bryan, his character, I know he's supposed to be a bad guy, but that's just stupid.
What the? Oh, yeah. Now, one thing is, we know Seth is going to get Brock Lesnar. We don't know who Daniel Bryan's going to go up against. Is it going to be AJ Styles or someone on the SmackDown roster? I told you I was really hoping that Seth Rollins would jump over to SmackDown and go after Daniel Bryan. That would have been so interesting.
So more interested in that. But it just seems the way it's going at this point. I think it's going to suck WrestleMania, honestly. Like, there's no match that I can think of at this point that I am excited to see.
Well, this is what Jim Ross had to say about that. All right. As soon as it loads up. It's not even loading up.
You got three women that are very over. They're very talented. They all bring something different to the table. They're all big-time players. This is not a acapella angle. This is an ensemble cast angle. Everybody needs the other to make this thing work. So I believe that it helps everybody. I would rather see a singles match close WrestleMania as opposed to a multiple-person match. But if they have a three-way that includes Charlotte, I got no problem with that either, because I know it'll be structured and orchestrated to be one hell of a match. But just as the old school, the old traditional main event, I would love to see Rousey and Becky fight. But if Charlotte's added, I understand, I get it, and it's not going to hurt the match in my estimation. So
it will.
But let me be honest about it. We all know who the catalyst of this whole thing is, right? Ronda Rousey.
Yep. Correct.
Ronda Rousey's presence, her image, what she means to the mass appeal audience is unsurpassed on the roster, with the exception maybe of Lesnar. The two most over people that you can count on to sell pay-per-views in a big way is the.
Now, do you agree with what he says right there? That's taken from Sirius XM Busted Open Radio. You can check out on weekdays at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Sirius XM Fight Nation 93.
No, Charlotte. I'm so
I think that's
tired
being
of
very, very greedy of us.
No. I'm sorry. Charlotte needs to go after somebody else. She did not win the Royal Rumble, so she needs to go after somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Well, she could go after Asuka, but look at it this way. Here's the way I see it. Charlotte is going to weasel her way in, okay? When she does, Charlotte is going to end up on Raw. Becky's going to end up on Raw after Mania. That's where they're going to end it. They're both going to end up that.
I roll now.
Yeah, you roll. That's funny. Now, the reason why I say this is story-wise. If you look at story-wise, okay, you have Becky jumping for SmackDown to Raw to go after Ronda. Then Charlotte still has that unfinished business from that pay-per-view from Survivor Series, which was supposed to be Becky Lynch, but we know the story of that. She got her nose busted. Okay, now with Charlotte getting intertwined into this, that gives her a way to get over to Raw because of Ronda and Becky. Now, with both of them both on Raw, you have Becky on Raw, you have Charlotte on Raw, you have Sasha Banks on Raw, you have Bayley on Raw. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes, but
after Mania, we get surprises. We get some more call-ups from NXT. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Shayna Baszler get called up and she joins Ronda.
Well, you thought that was going to happen in the Royal Rumble. And that
I did
happened.
too, but it's not because they're not finished with her story yet. Soon as after Mania, Baszler's going to come up and her two buddies are going to come up. You never seen them wrestle. We're going to pull that up. We got to watch that tonight. You got to see them. You got to see them, and you let me know what you think. They're going to head. They're building probably towards SummerSlam, the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen at NXT thing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. A lot of people don't want to see it. A lot of people do want to see it. And that's what they've been talking about for a while. And it's going to happen. If you like it or not, it's going to happen.
There's a lot of people saying Charlotte should not be in it.
Yeah, they're so sick of Charlotte. You know, don't get me wrong, Charlotte's great, but
she's a great wrestler.
Let Becky have her moment.
Yes.
Let Becky have her moment. Becky has found something to get her over,
but she's always been over. That's my whole thing.
She wasn't doing nothing for a while. You remember Becky was on a losing streak. Yeah, it was the writers, but they ended up. She ended up getting over, and they were smart on doing this. And a lot of people were smart in saying, okay, you know. Like JR said, if Rousey's not on the roster, there's no chance in hell a female headlines for WrestleMania. Ronda's next opponent before Mania is going to be Elimination Chamber, where she goes up against Ruby Riott.
I don't think Ruby Riott is that great either, though.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. What does he want?
He just wants our attention. That's all. That's all. He wants her attention. You don't think she's that great either.
No. What happened to the Bellas?
They're gone. They're pretty much done.
They just came for the.
Yeah, they put Ronda over a little bit, and that's it. Yeah, done.
But they didn't come out. Did they come out for the Royal Rumble? I can't even remember. No, because they did all the NXT people.
Yeah, they did. It's about pushing talent. That's all it is now. Pushing talent.
You know what? Like, and it's so sad. Like, we watched NXT Phoenix. We started watching, or I started watching. You probably watched the whole thing. It's just not like how it used to be.
But it's still good content and good wrestling.
Well, it's a lot better than SmackDown and Raw. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just not into it. I mean, NXT is interesting, but I don't know. They need to do something to keep people watching. And like we discussed the other day about Fox almost thinking about canceling SmackDown.
Because of the ratings. Yeah, the ratings. Because the ratings are bad. Raw, they're trying to dig out of it. But the thing is,
it's a little too late.
It is a little bit too late. Fox has basically told them, "Hey, you don't get your ratings up, we're gonna cancel you." If they're gonna get moved to another network if Fox cancels them. They need to get their ratings up. They definitely need to get the ratings up.
I mean, Raw's getting a little bit spicier with Alexa Bliss. You know, with her.
Edgier. Spicier.
Spicier. I like the word spicier.
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, you remember when you got me back into watching wrestling, how much I was into it.
Yeah.
Like, I was totally into it.
Yeah.
What do I do on Monday and Tuesday nights when I come home from work?
Go to bed.
Go to bed or on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Because it's not interesting. Everett Lee is like, wow, look at that. Look at that. And I'm like,
I try to get her into it. It's like,
I'm like, it's not interesting. Unless like something really big happens.
I know.
Every once in a while.
I try to get your attention. I'm like,
but I would watch AEW. I think I would enjoy that more. Ring of Honor, when we went to go see Ring of Honor, so much better.
Ring of Honor was good. It was. It definitely was good.
Although I didn't know anything but the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes, and that's it. But it was nice to see something different.
It was. It definitely was. It definitely was. Well, I don't have anything else more to talk about. Do you?
Okay. I don't think so.
I don't either.
I can go to bed. Woohoo!
Oh, damn.
It doesn't matter. We have off tomorrow.
I know. We got a busy day tomorrow. We do. I had the phone line up to get anyone. We had 3 people in, and then they left.
I'm telling you, it's me.
No, it's not. They just come in, look, and then just leave. It's just don't really have anything just going on tonight.
And it's Saturday night, too.
It is. It is. I tried to do stuff with ELS Uncut on Saturday nights, but apparently it's not that popular or that good. If anyone watches this back, I'll be surprised. And leave me a tweet. Let me know what you think about ELS Uncut tonight there over on Twitter. If you watch this back here. At the Everett_Lee, or hit me up on Facebook. The Everett Lee Show on Facebook. And I want to mention to where you can listen more of the Everett Lee Show on Stitcher Radio, Libsyn.com, iTunes, and on YouTube. But you can also listen to more content on podcastcity.net. Head over there and check out this show, the Everett Lee Show, Chris Carnage Show, Final Score, Wrestle Popcast, Robin Nilsson Files 13, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, Imaginarium with Scott and Todd, the Phoenix Gate Podcast, and the Super Radio Brothers, all on Podcast City Network. Send them a tweet over on Twitter at PodcastCityNet, or hit them up on Facebook, Podcast City Network. And I think that is it for ELS Uncut. Next week on the Everett Lee Show, I will have a guest coming on 1 p.m. on February 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to have Hardcore Heather Owens on the Everett Lee Show. We're going to talk about her final match and a lot more things on that podcast. So be sure to check that out. I'm Everett Lee. I'm signing off. Everyone have a good night and a hell of a fucking weekend. And I'll see you next week for a new episode of ELS Uncut. Later.